Hello, what's up? Ali here, and today we are going into jailbreak or install Hen on our PS3 using the latest hybrid firmware version 4.89.2. This will work on all version of a PS3 from the very first fat model to the very latest super slim, and also will work on all version up to the latest 4.89 version. And also, the very purpose of this video is to address the concerns that you may actually encounter while trying to install Hen. This comes from all of the messages that we have received from our past video. So we are going to try to address these issues, how we can provide the fix or how we can get a workaround through these problems. Let us go ahead now on installing the hybrid firmware, and after we install the Hen, we'll try to address all of these issues. But in case you had some concerns that we failed to address on this video, please do let me know on the comment section, or you may also contact me on my Facebook page so that I may address them personally. On our description, you can find the link of our hybrid firmware, and you can just scroll down to check the differences between those last two versions. And to download the file, just click on this link. And download anyway. And just save the file where you can easily locate. And once it finishes downloading, locate the file and extract it to its folder. After we have the file, we need to prepare our storage, so we have to make sure that it is formatted to FAT32 and create a folder naming PS3, all capitalized. Then inside this folder, create a folder naming update, again all capitalized. And inside this folder, we are going to paste the file that we have just downloaded. So you may just drag and drop this to the update folder, but since I have already saved it inside this folder, I don't have to do this. Just make sure that if you have downloaded the file with this file name, you have to change the file name to this format, ps3 up.pup. So in case you are trying to install the update on your PS3 and your PS3 is not detecting the update, that means that you may have used a different file name. So once you have transferred the update on our USB, just go ahead and plug this to our PS3. On the PS3, go to System Update and update via System Storage. Just always check the version before you click OK. And if you are having trouble updating on this part, please check the latter part of our video where I am discussing the things that you can encounter here and how to fix it. After the update, the PS3 will automatically restart. Then just check or make sure that we are connected online, because we need internet connection to install Hen. And just configure or use whatever method you're using, but in my case, I will use Wi-Fi. And on this part, make sure that it will connect or it will succeed on the internet connection. After we restore the internet connection, it's time to go to the internet browser and follow these steps. After you have done those steps, exit and re-enter internet browser. Then press start, and on the address, enter this website, ps3xploit.me. This will take you to the new host of the PS3 exploit. Just keep in mind that this is not yet complete and there are still functions that are still missing, but we'll always keep on check for every update they have on this website. On the upper part of the screen, click on PS3 Hen and it will open a new tab. Just go back on the previous tab and close it. It's for the download to complete, and this is where you can activate your Hen. Now, this is where some people are having some trouble, and in case you are having some hard time activating your Hen, here is a step that will definitely help you increase your chance of activating your Hen. Then exit and re-enter the internet browser and activate Hen. This will help you improve activating your Hen so much better. After the Hen initializes, it will automatically install and will take you back to the cross-media board and will automatically download the files needed to complete the installation. After the installation, you may just go to Remote Play and exit, and you can go ahead and check the tools for Hen on your PS3. Congratulations, you have just jailbroken your PS3 and you can now go ahead and install Homebrew to complete your Hen. Once you have run or open your Multiman without any issues or any problem, means that your PS3 has been jailbroken or you have successfully installed Hen. And from here, you may go ahead and install other application and run your backup games. So let us now try to answer the questions that we have often received from the past video. So one of these questions are, why did I use 4.89.2 but I shared 4.89.1? To be honest, that was the very first time that I used 4.89.2. I have been using 4.89.1 from my previous install for the past few months. And I'd rather provide or share the link that I am most confident of. But since I have been using that for the past week, and I can definitely say that there is no issues that I encounter, so I am sharing that on this video. Now, the next question that we often received is mostly upon the installation of the firmware. So before we can install anything on our PS3, we have always to make sure that our PS3 is recognizing our USB. You will know that it recognizes our USB or external hard drive if we go on this part. It's either on the video, music, or photos. The USB icon must show here. Okay, so I will be using another USB here. So once you have plugged in your USB, the icon must show on this area. There. So that means my PS3 is recognizing my USB. So I can use this to install some stuff on my PS3, and that includes the update. So once it has, or once it can recognize our USB, we can start with the update. So on the storage media, it will detect here the version that is installed on our USB. And just to be on the safe side, it is very much recommended or advisable to install the hybrid firmware twice before we start the whole process. So what if you have a USB or a thumb drive that you are sure it is properly working, but it is not being recognized by our PS3? So here's what we can do. So this is my thumb drive. So we have to make sure first that the format is on FAT32. Here. So if it is not, if it is anything but FAT32, then we have to format our thumb drive or USB. If you are using a thumb drive with a size of 32 gig and below, you can format it to FAT32 using the default formatter of the Windows. So just right click on the device and click on format. Then just pick FAT32. But if your storage is above 64 gig, then you have to use a different formatter. So I use this formatter. I will just leave a link on the description. So here on this part, we are going to choose the storage that we want to convert or to reformat here. And of course, I will not be doing that here since this is a working hard drive. So just click here, then first initialize the hard drive. Then click here on the volume again, then do a quick format, then start. It should format your hard drive to FAT32. And you can verify that upon checking your hard drive itself. So again, right click on your hard drive, then click on properties and make sure it is on FAT32. And in case your hard drive or USB is already on FAT32, but your PS3 is not recognizing your stuff or your files, then that means that your files is in a folder. It should be placed on the root of the hard drive. So how do we know if it's on the root of the hard drive? So it's on the root once you have a click on the storage. The very first window that will appear is the root of the hard drive. So if it's inside any folder, then that's outside the root of your hard drive. So you have to make sure that it is located on the root of your hard drive. So once you have done everything correctly, then you may now go ahead and install your files in your PS3. Once you have done everything correctly, then you should see your packages here on the standard. So if it's not showing anything, it means your hard drive is either on a wrong format or the files is on a different folder. Always make sure that it is on FAT32 and it is placed on the root of your hard drive. And let us go ahead now and address another question upon activating the Hen. So sometimes they do get some errors when activating the Hen. And actually you will get an error if you activate a Hen once it's already activated. So once you see that error, all you have to do is just disregard that message and proceed with your homebrew. See, it restarts because my Hen is already activated. So just wait for it to restart and just deactivate your Hen. There, and also they are keep on asking me about this could not resolve update post because the server still undergoing some maintenance. So you will definitely see that message, but it does not mean that there is an error on the activation of your Hen. So again, just disregard that message and just proceed on going to your homebrew or whatever stuff that you want to do with your PS3 jailbreak. And now for the final stuff that we want to address is that sometimes there are some PS3 that is having a hard time running Multiman or any other game manager. What I can suggest here is actually I don't have any answer why there are some PS3s that every time you open Multiman, it's just open like one for every 4 to 5 times or for every 4 to 5 tries. So what we can do is we can either just inject the games. Injected games will appear on the main menu of your PS3. You don't have to go to any game manager to access your game. But the only disadvantage is not all games have their injected format or their injected version, and you have to go through some process to inject your game. I will just leave a link on our description how we can inject your games. You have to go through some process, but once you have injected your game, it is so much easier to run some games because you can just pick your games here from the main menu instead of going to Multiman. And one more thing that you can try if you don't have that time to inject the game, you can just go ahead and install Webman. I will just leave a link on our description, so just download the file, and again make sure that it is located on the root of the hard drive and our device is formatted on FAT32. So once you can see the icon of the USB here anywhere on the video or music or the photo, that means that your PS3 is or that means that your USB is being recognized by your PS3. So let's go to our package manager. install PKG files, standard, and install our Webman. So what actually Webman does is it adds a lot of extra stuff on your PS3. Actually, this is more of like having the custom firmware without having a custom firmware. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do on Webman. I will just have a separate video how you can take advantage of this application. For now, I will just show how to load games using Webman, because this is very important to those who have a PS3 that is having a hard time loading some homebrews or the Multiman itself. So once you have installed Webman, you will see an icon here. The icon here, just run this icon and it will install the Webman. Just wait for the whole process to complete, and after that, the PS3 will automatically restart. Okay, so once it restarted, you have to reactivate your Hen. And again, you will see the message, update to host failed. So again, just disregard that message. So good thing that it happens, because it usually happens. So it's a good thing because I was able to show you that sometimes it really fails. And even though it sometimes happens, it is still so much easier and better having Hen on the PS3 compared to Hen on the PS4. So when that happens, you just have to wait for your PS3 to restart and just activate your Hen again. You don't have to worry because it's part of your everyday Hen life. All right, so okay, so we have that message again, could not resolve, blah 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 blah. Just disregard that message. So in case you are having a very bad success rate with activating your Hen, because usually it will activate almost 99% of the time. But if you're getting an error or it always reboots every time you activate your Hen, what I can actually suggest is just redo all the process. So just install the official firmware again. So you start with the official firmware and proceed with the hybrid firmware. Then again, do all of the stuff to install your Hen. But in case you have gone through the process again and it still keeps on happening, what I can definitely suggest is just have a scan on your hard drive, because you may definitely have a busted hard drive. So just remove the hard drive on your on your PS3, then scan the health of your hard drive using Hard Disk Sentinel. We'll have a separate video on that. So in case you have restarted your Hen, let's go back to our Multiman. By the way, once you have installed Multiman, you can go ahead and delete this, because you know, if you accidentally press this one, you will have to go through the whole process again, and it will definitely take some time. Okay, so once you have installed Webman, you will see the icon Webman Games here after you activate your Hen. It will show here on this part PS3 Games. Unfortunately, I just reformatted my PS3, so I don't have any games yet. But you will definitely know you have your games because you will see it here. The very best thing you can do on Webman is to add the control fan. You know, this will definitely help you prevent overheating. So from here, you can adjust the speed of your fan. What I can suggest is manual at 35%. So the thing with the PS3 or with the PS4 is it only kickstart the fan, or it will only start spinning real fast once it reaches a certain temperature. So like what you can see here, it's already on 73%. So this is actually not a good level of heat for your PS3. So using control fan, you'll be able to prevent your PS3 from reaching this level of temperature before it kickstart its fan. So once you have picked this configuration or settings, you can go ahead and save. And from here, you can just press start and select at the same time, and you will see here the temperature or the current temperature of your PS3. And you will definitely notice I'm hearing my fan really starting to kick up right now. So that means that your PS3 is trying to maintain a temperature that you have set from the Webman setup. So that's it for our video. In case you still encounter some issues or concerns that we fail to address, please do let me know on our comment section, and I always make sure that I address those questions. And you can also contact me on my Facebook page for me to be able to address them personally. And again, this is Ali. If you found this video helpful, please do leave me a thumbs up. And again, please do subscribe. And I really need those subscriptions for me to be able to continue what I'm doing and provide support to our fellow gamers. And hopefully I see you on the next one. Bye-bye.